Yes, shorty know she fucking with the best. Logo shit, I feel like Jerry West. She gon' blow this whistle like a ref. Yes, I got plenty tattoos on my flesh. Drip on me, I technical my vest. Hundreds everywhere, I made a mess. Yes, I keep racks on me, no I ain't stressed. 100 full, so don't do no less. Pull up on the jet, now she impressed. Yeah, shawty know she fucking with the man. Yeah, she calling me like she ain't got no friends. Yo, they sleep on me, they off too many fans. Wake up, nigga. Yeah. Damn, yesterday the Billy truck today the lamb. I done fucked the block, the beat like she was spam. I done took my bitch to Bali for a tan. Bitch, I'm rich, I'm walking around with a lot of bands. Get money all day, even on my off day. Yo, girl in good hands, my crib like all day. Them boys on child's play, I'm who you call, babe. Ain't no get lit, whole tree, Monday like a Friday. Yes, shorty know she fucking with the best. Logo shit, I feel like Jerry West. She gon' blow this whistle like a ref. Yes, I got plenty tattoos on my flesh. Drip on me, I technical my vest. Hundreds everywhere, I made a mess. My money blue, no capping in my rapping, this shit true. You hating on a nigga that ain't cool. Though I hear from the back, I make that bitch say ooh. Yeah, I'm so entertaining. Yo, bitch wanna date me. Got so many hoes, I'm surprised I don't have a baby. Shawty think I'm wavy. I'm like, fuck you, pay me. If we talking racks, you know I get that on the daily. Baby talking crazy. Niggas think they Jay-Z. Swear they bitch Beyonce, but she look like my auntie. Why these niggas capping? I don't know, that shit be on me. All they fucking jewelry on, it ain't hard to find me. Yes, shorty know she fucking with the best. Logo shit, I feel like Jerry West. She gon' blow this whistle like a ref. Yes, I got plenty tattoos on my flesh. Drip on me, I technical my vest. Hundreds everywhere, I made a mess. Look, down, baby. Oh, she going crazy. Sweet, baby.
When it's this good, you can, Jamie.
Down, baby. Oh, these bitches shady.
This song is legit.
Baby. You just like every hoe.
Come on, that gets you hyped, right? Get the guesses in. All right, I promise it won't play. No, let me rephrase that. I promise if I play it, it'll only be one time tomorrow. But I'll probably try to pick a new song. The song is good though, right? My brother hooked me up with that. I never had heard that. That's Kyle, Super Duper Kyle. We've played some of his other stuff. I like it. All right, y'all ready? It is that time. Let's do it. Let's go. Caden, I know I was starting to get worried about you, man. What's good, dude? I know you don't have school. It's summertime. I bet Caden's been out fishing every day. So listen, this is from a fresh case. Let me rephrase that. This is the second box out of the case. Second and third box out of the Legacy Inner. That being said, that means the rip card has not been pulled yet. What up, John Carter? Let's say, if you haven't got your 101 guesses in, get it in. Even if you're not in the break, you can still say one of one and name a person. One guess per person. Yeah, send some more requests, Jamie. I got a few from Doug, but they were a little too hard. Doug knows that, though. I already told him. What's up, Jeff? James, Caden, John Carter, Jamie, Brian, Alan, Rich, Jonathan. We got the crew in here. Chris Taylor. Pat Gallagher's in here. Pat hit a big card this week. Jeremy Wilson up in the house. Clarence is here. What up, Clarence? Blaney. It's good, Blaney. We're going to have baseball this week, basketball right around the corner as far as real live sports. And that means I'll be doing some more baseball and basketball breaks too. If you're not a member of our baseball or basketball, oh, I thought that was the tear card. Shane up in the room. You just, Jeff, is this the first time with us, like new breaker luck? We've given, it's worked so far for Jennifer. There's a Courtney Davis. Jen, you go by Jen or Jennifer? The Michael P. Ryan. Good luck to everyone. Tyler Lockett. And we got a little Emmett Smith out of 75. Legends Mini. Cole Kmet and Anthony Gordon. Golf and Leighton Vander Esch. We got a Peyton Manning, Terry Bradshaw, Gandy Golden, and Hunter Bryant for the Lions. All right. Don't forget at the end, 2 $5 hitless credits out of 199. Pinckney for the Falcons. Patman and Rieger. Ingram, Smith, and Tannehill. There's a Cam Akers Optichrome for the Rams. McKinney and Fromm. Breeze and Johnson. Gross Matos and Ruggs. Tom Brady. Adam Vinatieri. New product doesn't come out until next Wednesday. Albert O and Brandon Ayuk. Here comes our first hit. It's going to be a Desmond Patman going out to the Indianapolis Colts, I believe. David Blake for the Colts. There you go, David.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
You're on the laptop? Is this so you can talk, Egan? So you can talk? You miss live music? Like did you go to a lot of shows, Gallagher? I wondered that. I wondered how, I know it doesn't affect the bigger artists a ton because they can still have studios and, they can produce and they're hooked up and connected and I'm sure their tours bring in good money for them, but they probably appreciate the break. Who I feel for is those smaller, like up and coming groups who are finally starting to make a name for themselves, or getting a crowd going, getting that momentum going, and then having it squashed. Like you can still release music, but a lot of that's like live shows that people get into. Sorry, I should have picked a bigger. My bad, guys. I know to go 55 on those. That's my fault. Boyd, Winston, and Fournette. There's a Tua Optichrome. We don't pull too many of the Optichromes of him. AJ Epinesa. And Devin Hester out of 100. Elliott, Preston Williams, Minshew. And it's going to be a Brandon Ayuk. This one's going to be out of 35 for the Niners. Were they traded? Was a Niner a trade? San Francisco 49ers, Brandon Ayuk. Yeah, this year, I think it was different last year. And maybe once the season starts, it will change. But I think right now, the Bengals and the Dolphins don't seem to be getting snatched up as much as the Cardinals and the Giants did last year. And I think part of it's because there's a lot of unknown. There's a lot of speculation. Jalen Hurts that and Jordan Love right behind it. Chubb out of 299. That Tua is not going to be playing. That Fitzpatrick's going to be playing. Elway. And then on top of that, the Bengals have a lot of questions to answer themselves. So even if Burrow plays, is he going to have like a Baker Mayfield kind of showing? Even though I feel like Baker has the weapons, it's up to him now to make it happen. Favre, Hopkins, and Judy. Pulled a couple Judys tonight. Jalen Rieger out of 150. Moon, Lipscomb, and Chenault. Box number 1. Listen, I really like this legacy. I do wish there was a third hit. And as much as I feel like a hypocrite saying this, that Luminance puts in that 4th hit with a patch, even like some nice patches or something would be all right. I just feel like it leaves me wanting a little bit more. Although the price point's okay. But 2 hits with a lot of unnumbered stuff. I'm obviously a huge Bills fan, Jeff, and I always liked Fitzpatrick, and I think it's good for Tua to sit behind him because regardless of how he plays, Fitzpatrick is, it's well documented how bright he is as a quarterback, but just a very bright quarterback, very good at his position, and you know what? Super nice. He still comes, he was roommates with someone, the town next to me, and unfortunately that kid passed away, but he comes back every year for the charity golf tournament. and just like supports the family. He only knew him as a roommate and in college, and it's just crazy because he still comes back and just supports him and does this huge fundraiser. My brother actually had a chance to meet him on a walk that they did. But it said just everyone just has nothing but nice things to say about the guy. Rich, I noticed that. Rich, you do come up with... I noticed you've kind of dove into your creative sense in the kitchen. And you're right, Blaney. They should be using this time to write and record. But the problem is a lot of lyrics, music, the energy for it, the bass for it comes from experiences and mood. Right now, I think a lot of people have a darker outlook on things. And also, they're not experiencing a ton of stuff. So it's probably hard for these artists, because they are artists. I believe if you make it to the big show, you know, you're produced, you're out there, you're writing stuff that means something. You're not, I mean, that's obviously not always true. Pop music is, but yeah, you know, the people who do work at the venues, Pat, I just saw that you said that. That's tough for them. That's their livelihood, and they have, you know, it is. That's tough. Jerry Judy and Bryson Hopkins. Sounds like school is going to start here. Even if we go back to yellow in Pennsylvania, we heard today that school will still continue. So stores can shut down and all this stuff, but school is happening. A Joe Burrow Optichrome in this box. We did get the Tua last time. Man, it's been forever since we saw either of those in the Optichrome, getting them both in the same break. The Bengals in Miami. I mean, no, it's not a hit or anything, but they got to do well. Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love. Here comes our first hit coming up. It's going to be Albert O for the Broncos. Broncos having a good day all around. That's going to go out to James Eisman, Albert O. Chronicles made everything look dope. Like if Luminance was like... Well, it is. It's this. They just only did the Optichrome look, which is like kind of what Chronicles does. Here's my thing, and if you haven't listened to it, go to coffeeandcards.com. New episode dropped today at 10 a.m. Well, Tuesday. We're in the Wednesday now, but there's a Tillman out of 150. We're on episode 10. Episode 9, we talked a little bit about how retail kind of, in my opinion, it does help some things at a 35 DeAndre Swift, but I do think it did not help Chronicles putting it out. Because there's just so many rookie cards. Cole Kmet for the Bears at a 25. Chicago Bears going the Hitman Hunter. And there's a Cole Kmet and Anthony Gordon. So many people are choosing the homeschool. I'm like, oh. I mean, I taught, you guys, a lot of you know, some of you probably don't. I taught first grade for 8 years and third grade for 1. Dude, even when they came back from summer, it was like conditioning kids to behave again for the most part. It really was. KJ Hamler, Desmond Patman, already pulled his ink tonight. Chase Young and Michael Pittman pulled his red ink today. There's a Minshew out of 75. T. Higgins and Van Jefferson. Here comes our next hit. It's going to be Harrison Bryant, 10 out of 10. Pink cracked ice. Violet, I guess they call it. Harrison Bryant's going out to the Cleveland Browns. It's going to be Derek. That's pretty. Look at that cracked ice. Come on, man. That's nice. Oh, Chris, you know who you sound like right now. Brian, that's cool that they're letting them operate outside. Like, why not? You know, they're going to do it either way. At least let them do it outside. Good for them. They need to find ways. We need to start to adjust and be more creative. DeAndre Swift with allowing these businesses to open. Like food trucks being open outside. We don't have many, but I can imagine more are going to pop up. Tyler Johnson. All right, so there's 9 boxes left, I want to say. And that... Oh, no, there's only 8 in a case. And an inner, no, 12. Okay. So there's 9 boxes left in that inner, and the rip card is still in there. Are the rip cards still doing well? Sealed wise, I mean, I know that some of the green, whatever they call the sparkle on the inside, are doing well. But it's also almost better to not rip them, I think. Shorty knows she with the best. Brown's hitting today too, you're right. We had that chubby last break. Ripped cards, not ripped. How are the green sparkles doing? All right, we still have luminance and flash. We're going to do flash next and then luminance. See, and I think that's the case. I think the better players will go up and the lesser players might not as much. But then at that point, you got to start to think about maybe buying some of those. If, like, let's say, for example, I don't know who's all in that ripped set. But let's say, like, one of the lower names is only going for like 20 bucks. $30, it might benefit you to open that. Imagine if one of those, buy it just to rip it. Like you would think of it like a pack of cards. Because if you rip the Burrow or you rip the Tua, has anyone priced it? All right, so Green Spark went for about 100. Yeah, I feel like that's not really translating well. What do you guys think? The concept is great. I love the concept. I love what they're doing. I think they should have put some hits in there. But that's a card, you know what? That's a card that may not be doing well right now. But if Burrow takes off, that's the card that could be the one. Especially, can you send that in the PSA for grading? Or Beckett for grading? Stupid fucking fly. I swear to God, I hate flies. I hate flies. I hate them. I suck on it. I'm so bad with this gun. Brian Edwards, I've missed that fly twice tonight. I'm gonna kill it. I'm not going to bed till I think that is dead. Brian Edwards going out to the Las Vegas Raiders. Brian Cummings. Brian, I agree. Has Panini blah blah blah? Has Panini come out and talked about a count on those yet? Next one up, Jermichael Hasty. Is Jermichael Hasty the Niners, right? If so, it's going out to Jeremy Wilson. And for the Bears, Cole Kmet, Chicago going out to Hitman, getting another one there. Well, I guess the other Kmet numbered wasn't. It was a mini. All right, we're going to have a big card at the end here. Joshua Kelly, 5 out of 20. We were close to that 420 card. Joshua Kelly, I don't believe he was drafted. I got to set my gun down and get my keyboard out. Let me double check on Joshua Kelly. I do not think. Joshua Kelly, NFL. Chargers. 9th best situation. All right, he goes out to the Chargers. That one's going to go out to JT. The Chargers. All right, big card coming. I know it. In a box like this with 3 unnumbered. Not as big as I thought, but it is a purple. Going out to the Colts, David Blake, 1 out of 25. That's an eBay 101. Just kidding. There you go. For the Indianapolis Colts, Michael Pittman Jr.
Getting jiggy with it.
Here we go. Last box. We need something good here.
Make it nasty, make it nasty, drop it on the bitch, make it nasty, make it nasty, make it nasty, pop it on the bitch, make it nasty.
So for those of you who don't know, in years past, Luminance on graded stuff, that like it doesn't resell for a ton, but when you get it graded, it can do really, really well. The problem in the past is that because of the dark autos, the on-card autos were the darker versions like they are for the stickers this year. They always had like white showing on the corners and the edges. This year, I think they'll grade a little better. I don't know how it's going to switch up. Oh, there we go. How about a Shining Stars, Christian McCaffrey? Those are supposed to be 1 per case, Shining Stars. That's going to go out to Carolina, Roger. That means this box may not have an on card. Eason, DK Metcalf, and Hilton. Kyler Murray, Dalvin Cook, McKinney out of 250, and a Kyler Murray going out to the Arizona Cardinals. Lonnie James Biddle. Blaney, how are his base cards doing right now? Because we pulled a bunch out of our 4-box the other day, but up to that point had only pulled 3. It must have just been a Brady case. Favre. Dancer, don't forget we'll do 2 $5 hitless credits at the end of this too. Trubisky, Von Miller, Ben Roethlisberger out of 99, and DJ Dallas out of 50. Seattle Seahawks going out to JCH, John Carter Hennessy. There you go. Seattle's been hitting fairly well tonight as well. $30 still. And listen, people think that's nuts. I disagree. If you didn't hear my take on it, at say $225 a box for luminance. On a case, you're talking almost $2,400. Even at $200, you're talking $2,400 a case. We pulled 3 Brady's out of 1 case. You know, or 3 Brady's out of 2 cases, I think it was. So do the math on that. Just, it's insanity what they're going, like, and there's no, and the argument to that is that there's no retail, like Chronicles, where you can't go buy a retail box and maybe get one. The only way to get one is to be buying a $60 pack of luminance. Thaddeus Moss for the Redskins out of 75. And there we go. How about a Ruggs out of 199 for the Raiders, going out to Brian Cummings. Henry Ruggs. Yeah, we pulled 1 jersey swap card in our first case. We pulled 1 Jubilee, like 3 Shining Stars, 1 Rising. Those are all like case hits, or they're not necessarily just one of those per case, but you're only supposed to be able to get like 1 Rising. We only pulled 1 Rising, 1 Jubilee, 1 jersey swap. We have pulled a couple of the Shining Stars, so I'm wondering if they're not quite as rare. So they're just not spread out well, Blaney. Is that what it is? There's a Lamar Dynamic. Trevon Diggs, Brian Lewerke, Jacoby Brissett, Kittle, Fitzpatrick, Lights Out, Michael Thomas out of 100, Ridley out of 299, and it's going to be, we did get our on card for the Niners, Jeremy Wilson, Javon Kinlaw. There you go with the on card. We usually don't get that with the Shining Stars. All right, let's recap. Let's give away 2 $5 hitless credits. Not awful. We got some decent names in here. The Pittman was nice and short print as far as that goes, out of Leaf. We pulled the Tua Downtown. That was one of our nicer pulls out of this year so far. I mean, we've had some pretty nice stuff, but the Tua Downtown is pretty rare. In my opinion, cards like that don't go for enough, especially if you get them graded. The population on those is going to be low, especially if you get a nice high grade. Moss to 75, Shining Stars, McCaffrey, Burrow, Optichrome, Swift out of 35, Cole Kmet out of 25, Minshew out of 75, Tyler Johnson base, Taylor base, Tua Optichrome, and Emmitt Smith out of 75 were our top-loaded non-hit cards. And here for our hits. Thank you, JT. Javon Kinlaw going out to the Niners. That's going to be Jeremy Wilson with San Fran. We had Henry Ruggs out of 199 for the Las Vegas Raiders going out to Brian Cummings. There you go, Brian. DJ Dallas out of 50 going out to the Seattle Seahawks. That's going to be John Carter Hennessy. We had Michael Pittman for the Indianapolis Colts going out to David Blake. Joshua Kelly going out to the Chargers. That's going to be JT. We had Cole Kmet for the Chicago Bears going out to Hitman Hunter. Jermichael Hasty for the San Francisco 49ers, Wilson, and Brian Edwards for the Raiders to Cummings. Harrison Bryant for the Cleveland Browns going out to Derek Colpart. We had Albert O for the Denver Broncos. That one's going out to James Eisman. Brandon Ayuk going out to the Niners as well. Man, Niners, good break for you guys. Desmond Patman for the Colts as well. And Kyler Murray for the Arizona Cardinals. Couple repeat teams in there. Makes it tough on a break like that. What's the Tua Rising going for there, Carpenter? Have you comped it out yet? You know what I want to check on. And we'll check on it here before I do the random for 2 $5 hitless credits. Let's just double check on this quick. I'll bring you guys over to my screen. It's only up to 62. I lost my bid. So this has 2 days and 22 hours on it. The Jubilee Allen. Such a sweet card. I should be getting one in the mail, so I better check on that tracking. All right, but here we go. Let's random this bad boy up. Top 2 get $5 hitless credit. Good luck to everyone. Sorry if you didn't hit. Hopefully this makes it a little bit better for you. Good luck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Final round is going to be the Cowboys and the Bucks. Austin Scully and Richard Blaney each getting a $5 hitless credit to use on a break tomorrow or whenever they choose. Wow, $5.90. No, I mean it should. They're case hits, and like think about what you're paying. And going back to the point is that you can only get them in luminance. They're 1 per case generally. You still have to get that guy, so it has to translate, or the cards can't be sold for that much. All right, y'all. You have a good night. I'll be back tomorrow with some stuff. Probably starting with some blasters in the morning. Who doesn't like to start their day with a good blaster? Deuces.